Hello, 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 my beautiful people. Did you guys miss me? I missed you. I have not been on all year. And I know that sounds lame, but literally, I haven't been on all year. And I'm going to tell you why once I get some views in here. So, like, share. Let's see what we can talk about today. New year, who this? Like, I want to see what changes you guys have made, what you're working on, some things you're going to do different, some things you're going to start doing, some things you're going to stop doing, some people you've left behind, some people you've outgrown. Have you done the self evaluation that I spoke about the last time I was on? Are you willing to leave some things and people behind to get to where you want to get to in life? So let me get some views on here, and hopefully we can have a good live tonight. So come on in this room, you guys. Let's vibe. Grown folk convo with Kay. So come on in. The floor is open, so anything you guys want to discuss, any questions you got, any concerns, anything that you need some input on, anything you're struggling with, you need some encouragement, you need that push in the right direction, you're struggling with some things. Let's come in and vibe, and let's show love to one another. Let's appreciate similarities and let's respect differences. We will not come in here. We will not be bullies. We will not be disrespectful. We will not be condescending. We will not be rude. We're not going to entertain any trolls. Once we see them, we're going to get them up out of here. Let's just do what we do. Those that are new to my live, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is one big family. And as we all know, families don't always agree. Family don't always get along. But guess what? Respect is non-negotiable. So come on. What's on your mind? Let's talk for a little while today. I got a little time. Let's talk. What y'all want to talk about? What's been going on in this new year? How has your new year been thus far? What changes have you made? What things are you working on? Any new jobs, new promotions, new business ideas, new grandbabies, kids graduating high school, college. How you guys dealing with the pandemic? Me, for one, I was out because I had COVID. My entire household caught COVID right after Christmas. And when I tell you it was horrible, it was the worst feeling I've ever had. Like, I've had the flu before, I've had colds. This did something to my body that just I cannot explain. And to this day, like I said, I caught it. I started noticing symptoms like around December 27th. It literally took me, like some people now they're saying like 5 days and you're fine, or 10 days. No, it took me 3 weeks for my symptoms to begin to subside. And when I say my symptoms, I had all of them with the exception of I did not lose taste. I did not lose smell. Everything else, like the headache, the body aches, the fevers, the chills, like the vomiting, like I had it all, and it was horrible. And the worst of it all was that my 4-year-old, like I said, my entire household caught it. So that's myself, my husband, my 20-year-old daughter who was home on break from college, and my 4-year-old. And she had it the worst because she had a fever that literally lasted for about 2 weeks. Like, we had done the emergency room and everything, and they really couldn't give her anything. It's just like it had to run its course. It had to do what it was going to do. And I do not wish it on my worst enemy, because no matter what we did, it was like the symptoms were not going away. And to this day, sometimes I still have like a shortness of breath when I'm talking, or sometimes I still have this cough that just lingers and it just will not go away. I don't know. I am glad that the worst is over. But baby, when I tell you it was no joke and it is no fun, no, not at all. Not at all. And everything that we could take, we were taking. The natural remedies, the Theraflu, the Mucinex, the Alka-Seltzer Cold, the lemon, the honey, and the tea, and the all the herbals, the zinc, the echinacea, the garlic, the elderberry. Like, we were doing it all day in and day out. And it was like, I was like, I don't know what's going on, but this is not. It was, look, like I said, I hope I never get it again, because it does something to you. And I know everybody is different. You know, everybody responds, you know, our response level, our immune system is different, but it was like I could not shake it for the life of me. Sometimes it had us so weak to where you barely want to get out the bed. Excuse me. It was horrible. It was horrible, like I said. But to this point, thankfully now we're all over the worst. You know, and we hanging in there, but yeah, it was not good. It was not good. So you guys talk to me. What you got going on? What you doing different this year? Have you started putting yourself first? Did you go into this year making yourself a priority? Did you go into this year believing in yourself? Did you go into this year with a higher self-esteem? Did you go into this year making yourself a priority? Have you shown yourself some self-love? Have you taken yourself out on a date? Have you treated yourself? Have you bought yourself a little something special? Like, what have you done to show yourself a little love? Have you made yourself a priority in your life? That's my biggest question. Have you made yourself a priority in your life? And if so, I want to know how you've done that. Because we always hear people say, next year is my year. Next year, I'm going to do something different. Next year, I'm going to make myself a priority. You know, I'm going to stop focusing on things that no longer serve me. I'm going to stop focusing on things that are not beneficial. So let me know, have you done that? Were you true to your word? I'm just curious. Were you true to your word? I got a few people in here. Got my Jill Scott playing in the background. Have you guys made yourself a priority this year? You know, have you put yourself in the forefront of your own life? Do you put your feelings, do you take your feelings into consideration? You know? Have you forgiven yourself for your past mistakes? Or are you still holding yourself hostage to the things that you've done in your past? I'm just curious because it's a new year. So what are we doing different? What are we doing different? I did, and my truth is out, and I'm going to counseling. Hey, Cherish. Well, I'm happy for you, hon. I know we've communicated a lot. Thank you for speaking to me that day and helping me. You are so very welcome. You are so very welcome, and I'm glad that at least something that I said resonated in you, and I'm glad you decided to take that step. And I know it was hard. Like I told you, the first step is always the hardest. I'm just glad you found the strength within you to do it, and I'm so happy for you because everybody deserves happiness. You know, no matter what we've done, what we've said, everybody deserves happiness. Everybody deserves peace. And we are all able to change. You know, we're all able to be better people. You know, just because we may have done things in the past that we may not have been proud of, which I'm sure all of us have. I have included. You know, I've done and said things that I wish I had not. But guess what? I'm not that person anymore. You know, we grow every day, every year. It's about evolving. It's about growth. It's about maturity. You know, the mindset that we had 10 years ago is not the mindset that we have today. It should not be. You know, we should be more open to things. We should learn new things. You know, we should be able to see things from other people's perspective. You know, not beat people over the head with our truths. We should be able to respect theirs as well. Hi from Washington. Thank you so much. Thank you for the love. Standing in the process of this. I've started. All right. Well, you know what? What business have you started, Cherish, if you don't mind me asking? Because I would love to support. I'm big on support, and sometimes I just go on TikTok and I choose like 3 to 5 people and I just buy. You know, like I did nails, I've done lip gloss. Excuse me. I just buy little stuff. I bought like wallets from people, keychains, just to show love. You know, and I sell items as well, but I haven't really started promoting mine. I'll get to that down the line once I do some other stuff, kind of like bringing everything together. It's called Cherish One Life to Live, and it's on Facebook. Okay, you know what? Let me write that down. Cherish One Life to Live. And you said it's on Facebook? Bracelets and keychains. Okay. on Facebook. I got you, huh? I would definitely check bracelets and keychains. I love bracelets and keychains, so I would definitely check you out. I would definitely check you out because I do not mind supporting and showing love, especially to those that rock with me. Even if it's you taking 10 minutes out of your day to join a live, even if it's you, I've had people inbox me. And you know what? I really love you guys because I've had people inbox me since I had not been on live because you guys were so used to me doing like the Mental Monday and the Wellness Wednesday and the Feel Good Friday. When I was not on live, do you know so many of you guys have inboxed me? I appreciate the love. So many of you have said, hey, haven't seen you lately, just checking in, making sure you're good. You know, you guys were sending prayers when I told you I was dealing with COVID. Like, you guys rock. Like, you guys are truly awesome. And I appreciate the sincerity and the love. I will go to your page and watch your old videos just for yeah. Yeah, I had not because it was just so difficult and like I was just like so weak at times. Like I said, it was days I could barely get out the bed because of COVID. So I did not have the strength. I knew I could not make it through a video because as you guys know, sometimes our videos are long-winded. Like I can say I'm gonna hop on for an hour and you guys know sometimes we rock for like 3 hours easily. You know, I could get on at 8 and we'd be finishing up at like 12 and 1. So yeah, I've been there. Oh, you've had it twice. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's whew. I know how I felt. So I can only imagine. I can only imagine. It, baby. I hate it. You hear me? I hate it. I hate it. And if what was worse for me, like I said, my 4-year-old had it. And it was so hard for her. It was so hard. Like I said, and we could not shake the fever. Like she had a fever like almost 2 weeks straight. And when I say straight, I mean like day after day, like no break. And when I say fever, I'm like 102, 103. You know, like it was horrible. Her body, it just felt like she was on fire. Literally, like you could feel the heat. Like if she just had on like, say some thin pajamas or like a tank top, you could feel the heat from her body. It was like hot even to the touch. Like I didn't even have to use a thermometer. Like I knew just by touching her that she was hot. So it was bad. It was bad. I hope this thing I know it's not gonna go away, but you know, it was bad. I hope I never get it again. I'm praying. I hope I never get it again. I hope nobody in my house gets it again because we all had it at the same time and it was just horrible. It was horrible. I think my husband had it. It wasn't as bad for him as it was us ladies, but oh my God. He was down for about 2 or 3 days. It really hit him hard. But us, it was like 3 weeks before our symptoms started to go away. So what you guys want to talk about tonight? I got a little time. What you guys want to talk about? Aside from Cherish, anybody else start making themselves a priority in their life? Anybody else forgiving themselves for their wrongdoings? Or have you forgiven somebody else? You know, did you start this year off? Did you let go of your grudges? Did you let go of the tension you was holding? Did you let go of the anger and animosity? Did you get answers to the questions that you had lingering? You know, did you resolve some past issues? You know, did you make amends with people that you may have wronged or people that have wronged you? You know, are you still holding on to grudges or did you let them go? Like, did you come into this year with a clean slate? Did you come into the new year with a clean slate or did you bring all that baggage with you? Let me know. Let me know. Because as we know, some baggage, everything is not easy to let go of. We know that. Everything is not easy to let go of. So I'm curious, you know, if you guys came into the new year, did you clean slate or did you bring that baggage with you? Let me know. Clean slate or did you bring the baggage with you? Let me know. Or just if something good has happened to you so far in this new year. We're in the second month. It's now February. Anything good happen? Brag on yourself. Don't be ashamed. Let us all share in your accomplishments. You know, let us all clap for you. You know, no matter how big or small, progress is progress. You know, if you had an addiction that you kicked, you know, if you stopped gambling, if you stopped smoking, if you stopped drinking, If you said no to drugs, if you ended that abusive relationship, if you got your own place, if you left that job that was making you miserable, if you stepped out on faith and decided to start your own business, hell, if you got a new car, if your child went off to college, if you got, like I said, a new grandbaby, if you relocated, if anything good has happened in your life, share it. Let us all share in your joy with you. Thanks for the follows. Anybody that follows me, I promise you once this live is over, I will go back and follow you. I will go back and follow you. So that I will do. I believe in showing love, because I hate when people, like, you have people that come on here, right? And we all know you have to have 1,000 followers before you can go live, right? So you have some people that'll reach that 1,000 and then, like, they'll stop following. Like, they'll stop following those people that got them to that 1,000. I'm not going to do that. I'll follow as many people as I can, especially if you have a profile picture, right? I'm not going to follow any trolls. But if you have a profile picture and you have content and I can at least go to your page and see that you're a real person, yes, I will follow you. Yes. Because to me, it's all about, we all trying to grow. Everybody got a message that they trying to get out here. I don't care if you trying to make people laugh. I don't care if you trying to love the lost. Thank you so much. I don't care if you trying to make people laugh, if you can sing, if you can cook, if you design, whatever it is. What I've discovered. Thank you. Hello. Thank you, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What I've discovered in my journey is I have to stop saying cherish. What do I always say? What do I always tell my people on here? I am beautiful. Thank you so much. It is okay to not be okay. Because guess what? Here's the thing. You know why it's okay to not be okay? Because nobody is always okay. Let's be real. Now, y'all know I believe in being real, and we're going to call a thing, and we grown, right? Nobody walking the face of this earth is always okay. Nobody always has it all together. Nobody always has all the answers. Nobody always has it all figured out. Nobody. And if you think somebody does, they're pretending. They're pretending. I can get on here and tell y'all, yes, I got all the answers and I'm always positive and I'm always in good spirits. No, because guess what? Even I try to be positive and I try to look at things from a positive mindset. But guess what? Everybody has their day. People might be thinking about something that happened in the past. People may be grieving. They may have lost a loved one. They may have lost a job. They may be sick. They may have gotten fired. Like anything. They may be dealing with stuff in their relationship, with their kids, with their family, with their friends. So people are not always okay, but we pretend very well. We wear a mask. You know why? Because we want people to think we're okay. We don't want to be judged. We don't want to be criticized. We don't want people to belittle us or to be dismissive. Oh, everybody got problems. Everybody go through stuff. So we try to act like we're okay. We try to act like we're okay. Because guess what? It's easier for me to smile, than to deal with what's really going on in my life. It's so easy. It's so easy for us to say we're okay because guess what? If we convince ourselves that we're okay, we don't have to actually do the work to be okay. Cherish, you're not alone. We've all done it, babe. We've all done it. We've all done it. Thank you so much. We've all done it. We've all pretended. Look, some of us have pretended to be okay when we weren't, right? Some of us have pretended to be somebody that we're not, right? Some of us have pretended to be strong when we were weak. We pretended to know something that we didn't, right? We pretended to fit in, not realizing that it's okay to stand out, right? Because guess what? Sometimes we just don't want to do the work. We know that work needs to be done, but that don't mean at that moment we're ready to do it. And that's okay. You have to do things in your own time, in your own way, because that's the only way it's going to be effective. That's the only way that it's going to be meaningful and it's going to last. You can't force it on others, and others can't force it on you. You can't. And we as people have to understand that everybody may not be where you're at, right? I'm positive. It took me a while to get to the point where whatever, I try not to let stuff get to me, especially outsiders. Like, your opinion, okay, think what you want to think of me, because guess what? You know what I had to realize? I could sit up and argue with you all day long about your opinion and how you feel. But at the end of the day, you are entitled to your feelings. I don't have to agree with them. I'm entitled to my feelings. You don't have to agree. Because guess what? It's each one of our feelings. We're not the same person. So our feelings may not always mesh, and that's okay. You know, we got to quit beating people over the head, trying to get them to think how we think, feel how we feel, believe what we believe. No, let people just live their life. Let people do what they're gonna do, be who they're gonna be. And guess what? If they fall along the way and you love them like you say you do, you be there to help pick them up. Without saying, I told you so. Or without saying, you should have listened to me. No, just be there as humble as you can and help get them back on track. That is so simple, but we don't do it. We make it hard. It's really not. It's really not. And I say that all the time to parents. Like, we don't get to live our children's lives for them. We just don't. We don't get to make decisions for our children. Once they reach a certain age and they're out of our household, we have to trust that the values that we've instilled in them and the foundation that we've set for them, we have to trust that that's enough. That's it. We can't choose, hey, I want you to go to this school. I want you to have this major. I want you to be around these people. I want you to go to this church, and I want you to wear these clothes, and I want you to be in this relationship because I think this person is good for you. It ain't what we think, because guess what? We didn't do what our parents thought we should do. Let's be real. I look back and ask why he say I didn't. Didn't you see when there were no footprints? Yeah, because you were being carried. There were no footprints because you were being carried. And guess what? I carried you. Exactly. You know what? We have to apply that to life. Because guess what? Some of us have had to be strong for so long that we don't know no other way. Some of us were raised with a survival mentality, right? It's like fight or flight. I got to get this by any means necessary. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with that, but what that does is, because we've had to be strong for so long, we don't know what it is to depend on somebody else. We don't know what it is to let other people in. We don't know what it is to let other people help us. Because guess what? Just like that, sometimes other people might have to help carry you. Sometimes the road is too long and you're tired and somebody needs to pick you up and help you get across that finish line. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's okay to lean on people to help hold you up if you're feeling weak. It's okay to lean on people when you need a word of encouragement. It's okay to lean on people when you feel like throwing in the towel and you need them to remind you of why you need to keep going. It's okay to do that. It's okay. But we're so used to being strong, we feel like, man, even I'm just going to figure this out on my own. Because guess what? You know why we feel like that? We don't want to be a burden to other people. We don't want to bother nobody. We don't want to trouble them with our problems. We don't even want them to look at us like we weak. So we pretend to have it all together, and in the inside we falling apart. And sooner or later, what's in the inside spills over onto the outside, because you can only pretend for so long. You can only pretend for so long. So we can pretend that we're okay and everything is together and we're all right. But what happens when that spills over into other areas of your life? What happens when you start snapping on your kids when they ask you a question? What happens when you go to the job and you curse out one of your coworkers? What happened when you come home and your partner or your spouse trying to have a conversation with you and you fly off the handle? And they sitting there wondering like, what the hell is wrong with her? Or what the hell is wrong with him? It spills over. I say all the time, anything that is unresolved in your life, it will surface sooner or later. It will rear its ugly head. If you don't deal with it, it's going to deal with you. That's it. If you don't deal with it, it's going to deal with you. You know, sometimes you need other people that can help hold you up when you feel like you're falling. And that's okay. Because life was not meant to be lived alone. That is okay. Everybody needs somebody. There is not a successful person that didn't have somebody in their corner. That didn't have somebody in their circle pushing them, supporting them, being a hype man, standing in the gap, praying for them, giving them encouragement, supporting them when nobody else did, believing in them. Everybody needs somebody. Because you only going to get so far by yourself. So we just got to learn how to start being real. You know, we got to start being real. If you struggling with something and you feel like, hey, I've tried it all these ways and I'm not making no progress, I'm not seeing no change, I've done the work, I've put in the effort. If you can't figure it out on your own, go get you some help. Hello. Hey from Philly, Love Jones. Hello. Hey from Philly, much love to you and everybody else that's in the room. You know, if you don't feel like you can solve your issues on your own, it's okay to get you some help. Don't let nobody tell you that, man, therapy, that's for the weak and you don't need nobody in your business and can't nobody tell you nothing about you more than you. Okay. But if what you have done so far is not working, you need to do something different. And we have this thing that therapy is for the weak. We have this thing that therapy is frowned upon. We have this thing that therapy, oh, that's a no-go. No, baby, let me tell you something. This ain't those days of what happened in this house stays in this house. Those days are long over. Those days of you ain't supposed to go outside the house for help. Those days are long over. If you can't get the help you need from yourself and from the people around you, go outside that circle. You hear me? Go outside that circle and employ the services of somebody that can help you get to where you want to be in life. Don't nobody want to keep going through life broken and unhealed and in pieces and angry and depressed and bitter and resentful. What kind of life are you going to live when you got all that stuff pent up inside of you? You got all of this bottled. Okay, because answer me this. If I got all this anger, yes, you get too comfortable. Thank you. If I got all this anger in me, right? I'm mad at this person, or I'm still holding on to this relationship, or I'm mad because I didn't get the promotion on my job and they didn't have me train somebody that took my place. If we got all this in us, we holding on to every failed relationship. We holding on to every broken promise. We holding on to every disappointment. We holding on to every lie. Every time somebody gossiped about us, we holding on to all that. Tell me what space you got for love and peace and happiness and joy. You have no space for it because you're too consumed with everything else. You too consumed with everything from back then. You ain't got space for nothing else. You don't even know how to give and receive love. You're not even open to it. Because let me tell you something. I'm going to learn you something real quick. When you're holding on to hurt from the past, yes, it's too much to navigate. It's too much. When you're holding on to all that trauma, hurt, and everything from the past, do you know everything in your life you're going to see through the eyes of pain? Every relationship you get ready to enter, you're going to see through the eyes of that pain. So guess what? Your wall is up. You don't trust nobody. You expecting it to fail before it even began. When you're seeing through the eyes of that pain, you don't even believe in yourself. Because you done had so many people tell you what you couldn't do, you don't even think you got it in you to do nothing productive. When you're seeing stuff through the eyes of that pain, you don't feel like nobody can love you. Well, why would they want to be around me? So-and-so didn't want to be around me. You don't even believe when people speak life into you. You don't even believe it. You can't even receive it. Because everything that you see is through the eyes of that pain until you have healed. Until you heal, everything is through the eyes of that pain. You second guessing everybody. You second guessing everything. You doubting yourself. You don't believe in nothing or nobody, including yourself. You expect the worst to happen in every situation. You just waiting for the next shoe to drop. You looking at if somebody nice to you, I wonder what the ulterior motive is. Ain't nobody just being nice. Somebody could want to do something for you. Nah, that's okay. I got it because you don't trust them. You trust nobody to mean you any good when you looking through the eyes of pain. You don't believe anything positive. You don't believe anything good. What you don't. Oh, that's a good one. Unappreciated loyalty. I love that. I love that. What you don't heal in your singleness will destroy your togetherness. Come on. I got to give you some poetry snaps on that one. I love it. I love it. Yes. Because guess what? What you don't hear, it's going to spill over. All that stuff you think you holding in and you think you pretending and you think don't nobody notice it. Girl and guys, people notice it. They notice when you not being yourself. People know when you pretending. You ain't fooling nobody, especially if they've been around you and they know you, the real you. They know, first of all, if y'all used to me being positive and upbeat and encouraging and I get on live and I'm all down and I'm sad, y'all gonna notice. And y'all don't even know me personally. Y'all just know what you used to seeing in me. So imagine the people that you go around on a day-to-day basis. They know when something is off-putting. They just not gonna say nothing. They're just not going to say nothing. They'll just go with the flow. Because some people feel like, well, you know what? I'm going to leave them alone. When they're ready to talk, they'll talk. I'm going to get them their space. I don't know what's going on, but maybe they just need to figure it out on their own. People just not going to impose. They'll take a step back. But you're not fooling anybody. You're not fooling anybody. And until you can stand in your truth, until you can embrace yourself, flaws and all, brokenness and all, you're not going to heal. You're not going to heal. You got to stand in that stuff. You got to get to the core of that thing. You got to cut it open, gut it out, and rebuild. Cut it open, gut it out, and rebuild. That's it. Because the more you pretend, you building on faulty foundation. The more you pretend, look, faulty foundation. At any moment, you can tip over. At any moment, because it's unstable. It's not solid because you're not being honest. And the first person you have to be honest with is self. When you're not honest with yourself, how the hell you going to be honest with somebody else? If you don't love yourself, how you going to love somebody else? If you're not sure in yourself, you ain't sure about nothing else. You ain't happy in your life, so guess what? Well, I'm not where I want to be in life. You can't even be happy for other people because you feel like you're not where you want to be in life. So that stops you from even sharing in the joys of other people. Healing is necessary. Self-love is necessary. And it's not selfish because some people think self-love, oh, that's so selfish. I made a post on Facebook earlier and it said, it's a difference between having boundaries and being selfish. People don't understand. It is a difference. See, because I'm not selfish at all. I will give anybody my last. If I rock with you, I rock with you to the end. I'm in your corner. If you need me, you can call day or night. Hell, there's plenty of y'all on here that have messaged me when you was going through something. And I spoke to you in that message just like I would on this live. Right? But that's not because I'm not a selfish individual. But I had to tell somebody the difference. Boundaries is simply this. My boundary says I'm not going to allow anybody to use me. I'm not going to allow nobody to manipulate me. I'm not going to allow nobody to make a fool of me. That's my boundary. Selfish me will be like me, me, me. I want what I want when I want it. It's my way, no way. Fuck everybody else. Fuck everybody's feelings. I'm right, they wrong. You know, that's selfish. Selfish is me, me, me. My, I. Mine. That's selfish. You know what I'm saying? That's selfish. Having boundaries is necessary because lack of boundaries leads to lack of respect. Lack of boundaries leads to lack of respect. You gotta have them. You gotta have them because guess what? You can't allow people to treat you any kind of way. You can't allow people to just talk to you any kind of way. You can't. Because guess what? Like I said, lack of boundaries, lack of respect. Nah, boo, you don't have to like me. You don't have to agree with me. You don't even got to deal with me. But you going to respect me and I'm going to respect you. And we going to move on as adults. Why is that hard? Why is that hard? Thank you so much. You know, why is that hard? It's not. Do you guys know how different and how much better the state of the world could be if we just respected each other? If we appreciated the similarities that we have and we were adult enough to respect the differences, the state of the world could be so much better. You understand me? Just respect people. You ain't got to think like me. You ain't got to look like me. You ain't got to believe like me, right? But I love you and I respect you anyway. That's not hard. That is, to me, I don't see it's hard. You know what the problem comes in is? When people trying to force you to believe what they believe. They trying to force you to think how they think. Why? Why you just can't be you and why I just can't be me? You know, we can think differently and I can still show you love and respect. We can think differently and I can still look at you and show you common courtesy and human decency. It's not hard. Like literally, it's not hard. You know, we can do whatever with our life. It's our life. It's our choice. If I'm not hurting you personally, if what I'm doing is not affecting you directly, why would you care? Why? You don't know me from a can of paint. So why would something I'm doing bother you? It's very, very simple. It's very simple. It's very simple. You know? No, we don't have to hate each other because we look different, because we sound different, because we dress different, you know, because we from different sides of town and we worship differently and we vote differently and we speak. That shit don't matter. Who are we as people? Who am I as a person? Forget the outside. Forget my locks, my glasses, my skin, my chip tooth. You know, forget all that. Who am I? Because this is just how I look. Who am I though? That's it. Get to know people. Go beyond the surface. Because baby, let me tell you something. It's some pretty messes out here. Let me repeat that. Go beyond the surface because it's some pretty messes out here. You know, we decorated on the outside and we cute on the outside and we fucked up on the inside. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to say it and I'm going to call a thing because we grown. We dolled up on the outside and we jacked up in the inside. So which would you rather have? Which would you rather have? I get to know people. I don't care what nobody has said about you. I don't care what nobody thinks about you, right? I get to know you because guess what? A lot of times we miss out on our blessing listening to other people. Don't let nobody talk to you about your blessing. And that means a whole lot. I'm very hurt inside. Love Jones, you can, baby, find purpose in that pain, honey. I say it all the time. There is purpose in pain. There's purpose in pain. If you want to reach out to me outside of this live, hit my inbox. There's purpose in pain, honey. I promise you there is. It may not seem like it now or when you in the midst of something, but baby, when that thing is over, you able to look back and say, you know what? This is why I went through that so I can be here doing this. I promise you. It ain't gonna always look like that. That hurt ain't gonna always be there. Music. Oh yeah, I love me some music. Yes, music. And when I'm doing my designs or when I'm writing, like it's just so soothing. It's so soothing. And I tell people all the time, if you don't have somebody that you feel like you can talk to, guess what? Get a journal and write that thing out. Because sometimes it's not even about somebody to talk to. Sometimes you just need to get it. Sometimes you need to get it off your chest, right? And sometimes writing it down is enough. It's releasing it. You're not holding it in. It's off of you. You done got it off. You good. And you can take a deep breath and move on from it. Sometimes that helps. Because let's just be real. Like I said, don't let nobody talk you out your blessing. And what I mean by that is this. You ever had an idea? Like you ever had an idea? Like say you enjoy cooking. Say you good at, you like to bake. You like to cook. You like to design. You like to do makeup. You like to do nails or whatever, right? And say, you might be on YouTube scrolling and come across videos on making candles or making soap or, excuse me, anything. Because literally, YouTube is like a whole university. Like you can learn anything on YouTube. It's very beneficial if you take the time, right? You come across something you might want to do and you kind of put it out there and you mention it to somebody and they be like, girl or dude, you tripping. Ain't nobody gonna buy that, or it's too many people doing this, or I wish I would. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. And they talk that thing right up out your mind. Everything you was thinking about doing, they done talked you out of it. Don't let folks do that. Don't let folks do that. I used to call my mom every day. Lost my mom. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Love Jones. I don't know what it feels like to lose a mom, because I still have mine, but I lost my dad. And my dad was my best friend. It's been, this year be 8 years. So that loss of a loved one, especially one that was there for you, and that was like the one, you know what I'm saying? Like your first go-to, baby, that's a hurting feeling. And guess what? I'm not going to sit on here and tell you, oh, it gets better with time. No, it don't. I'm not going to lie to you. No, it don't. It does not get better with time. It does not get easier. That pain does not go away. You don't forget. That void is going to be there. That empty feeling is going to be there. When Mother's Day come, you going to feel it. When birthday come, you going to feel it. When them holidays come, you going to feel it. When you going through something and you used to calling her, you going to feel it. When her favorite song come on, you going to feel it. When you see her favorite flower or her favorite movie or her favorite color, you going to think about it and you going to break down. Because I hate when people say, well, it get time heals all wounds. No, it does not. Because my father died June 22nd, 2014. And I still remember it just as vivid as if it were today. I remember everything. I remember the last breath. I remember our last conversation. I remember the last song I sung to him. I remember it all. And I'm telling you this to help prepare you for what's still coming. Because you almost 6 years in. And I'm sure you've realized that the shit ain't got no easier. So I tell people, grieve in your own way. Grieve on your own terms. Grieve the best way you know how. Because grief is a lifelong process. That shit don't go away. It's never ending. And I wish I had known that. Because here I am being as strong as I think I am. But baby, let me tell you something. I'm in my office and my father picture right here. On the side of me. So that just goes to show you. That just goes to show you. It's it's a process. And it's ongoing. Wow. And you know what? In times like that, I'll say it's usually during your worst times that you really find out the true character of people, right? Because people can be so cruel with their words, and sometimes maybe they speaking from a place of pain, so we can't really take everything to heart, because we have to understand that just like we grieving, other people are grieving as well. That's it. So people, like they say, hurt people. That's true. Sometimes when we're going through, excuse me, sometimes when we're going through things, we don't know what to do. We just need to get it off our chest. We hurting, so we want somebody else to be hurting just because we hurting. So you hold fast and knowing when you done right by somebody and you done what you supposed to, you don't let what nobody else say get to you. And I know it's easier said than done, but that's just what it is. When you've done right, you don't let what nobody else say get to you. It ain't nothing nobody can tell me about how I was with my father that's gonna make me feel any type of way. Nothing. Nothing nobody can say. Y'all just talk. You know what? I'm so glad that y'all got to the place where y'all can talk in 2022. Because you know why? Life is so short. And here's the thing, miscommunication is the greatest distance between people. I say it all the time. Miscommunication is the greatest distance between two people. Imagine how many people walking around now holding grudges, and all it takes is one person saying, "I'm sorry." All it takes is one person saying, "You know what, when you did this, it made me feel like this." Or, "You know what, when you said this, it made me feel like this." Maybe you didn't mean it that way, but that's just how I took it. Because let's be real. Sometimes it's not always what they say. We could be in our feelings already, and we could take it that way. Because what I say before, when you get hurt in you, everything you see is from the eyes of pain. So we have to be real. And sometimes it ain't always other people. Sometimes it's us. Because if I'm already in my feelings and I'm having a bad day, you could say something to me and I just take it wrong because I'm already having a bad day. I'm already in a mood. Now I'm mad at you because you said something to me when I was already in my feelings. And you ain't even mean no harm. You said something to me that you've been saying every day. You joking with me about something we always joke about. Now all of a sudden today I want to take it personal because I'm in my feelings. That ain't your fault. That's my fault. So we got to own that too. That's why I always tell people, if you got an issue with somebody, talk. Because a lot of times a simple conversation can mend so many broken. I mean, it can mend some brokenness. Communication can really mend some brokenness. But you know what? You know why people don't talk? Because don't nobody want to admit they wrong. If I come to you and I start talking, or if I come to you and I apologize, that means I'm wrong. That means you was right. See, nobody wants to do that. But we grown. I always say everybody grown till it's time to communicate. Everybody grown until it's time to take accountability for what you've done. I'm just saying. You have to be willing to communicate. And so I am so glad that you and your sister got to the place where you could talk. You see what I'm saying? Like, and here's the thing. Look how much we've seen lately in terms of suicide, right? Look how much we've seen lately in terms of suicide. Imagine if these people, I don't know their lives, I don't know them personally, but imagine if they had somebody to talk to. Imagine if they had somebody that they trusted enough to talk them off the ledge. Imagine if they had somebody that they felt like they could pour their heart out, that would not judge them, that would not criticize them, that would not broadcast their business for the world to see. Imagine. Do you know I say all the time, it costs nothing to be kind? That's why I get on here and I try to at least be positive and encouraging if I can't be nothing else, because we don't know what people are going through. I'm sorry about that, you guys. We don't know what people are going through. Okay, unappreciated loyalty. Thank you so much, hon. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. We don't know what people are going through. So before we judge, before we make fun of people, and you guys have seen it, like you've seen the lives and you've seen the videos or you've seen the social media posts where people may talk about what they're going through and then people make fun of them. People can get on social media and say they going through something or they having a hard time. And the first thing people say, well, why you on social media? Well, because maybe social media is their only outlet. Maybe they don't have, everybody is not blessed and fortunate enough to have friends and family that they can turn to. Everybody does not have a circle. Some people only have themselves. Exactly. That's all you can tell. Exactly. Because once it's done, you can't. Exactly. And here's the thing with that. When people say, oh man, I know how you feel. Really? Let's be real. I lost my father, right? Somebody else could have lost their father. That don't mean they know how I feel. Because my father was my best friend. We had a relationship throughout my whole life until he died, right? Somebody else might not have had no relationship with their father. Somebody else might didn't even speak to their father. Somebody else probably didn't even know their father or wasn't close to him. So you still don't feel my pain. We still don't feel the same. You understand what I'm saying? Like we still don't feel the same. Because the dynamic of relationships is different. Hell, you have two kids that can lose a parent. One may be closer. We don't even feel the same. We all know that relationships are different. And I hate when people say, this is what I hate. This is what I absolutely hate when somebody die. Well, they in a better place. And I know that's the thing to say. And I know people don't mean any harm when they say that. But we got to start thinking about stuff before we say it. Because if you just lost a loved one and I come to you and say, well, they in a better place, you probably want to knock the shit out of me. Because the place I want them to be at is right now. You want them in your life. That's the best place for them in your life. So if they gone and I come to you saying they in a better place, you're probably looking at me like, if you don't get your ass, you feel me? You looking at me like, bitch, if you don't go somewhere and sit down, this is not the time. And this is not the place. You don't want to hear that. You do not want to hear that. And people, that be the first thing we say. And let's just be real. We got to be more deliberate with our, you know what I'm saying? We got to be more intentional with our words. Because that right there could just really make somebody snap. That could make somebody snap. Yes, I can't. When I tell you I can't stand it, and guess what? Like, I don't think I've ever said they in the bed. I don't think I've ever said that to anybody. Like, but I did used to say, time heal all wounds. I don't say that shit no more, cause that's a lie, and I wish nobody had ever said that shit to me. Cause time don't heal all wounds. I feel the same way today as I did almost 8 years ago when my father died. I feel the same way. That same pain I had then is the same pain I got now. Ain't none got no better. So I hate that. I hate that. No, time don't heal all wounds. Because I tell people, no, it don't. Grief is a lifelong process. Especially if you were close to an individual. Grief is lifelong. It's an emotional roller coaster. I'm up today and I'm down in the dumps tomorrow. I'm up again. Then I see a picture and I'm breaking down. Or Father's Day come. Or your birthday. See what I'm saying? Oh man, Christmas Eve. See what I'm saying? It's something about them Mother's Day and Father's Day and them birthdays and them holidays. Baby, that puts you, man, you be feeling, your emotions be all out of whack. You just be all over the place. And you trying to enjoy, and join in the moment. But a part of you can't, because it's such a big part of you that's missing. So you sitting back like, man, like I want to, especially if you got kids and other family that's going to be around, it's like you want to be strong for them, right? And you trying to stay level headed and you trying to keep your spirits up for them. But deep down, you just want to say, y'all know what? Like, I love y'all, but I'm just not really feeling it because so-and-so is gone. Like a part of me is missing and I will never get that part back. So for a minute, just let me have my space. Just let me have my moment. People that speak and I speak back. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You don't want to be speaking to nobody. And then don't you hate this? This is what I mean when I say we got to be more intentional with what we say, with our words and our actions. Don't you hate when you be out and somebody be like, oh, that's so-and-so son or that's so-and-so daughter. Oh, you look just like your mother. Oh, you look just like your father. Oh, you remind me so much of your mother. Oh, you remind me so much of your father. We already know how much of everybody we are. We already know that. We don't need you to tell us the obvious. I can't stand that. I can't. And I know that I am just like my father. Like, I know. I got my father and my mother in me, but I feel like my father is the more dominant in me. And he said it himself, like, I've never seen a daughter more like her father than you are with me. Like, I know this. Like, my thought process, the way my daddy, the way he was a thinker, and like just all of that. Like, I know. Some people be like, ooh, girl, you sure like your dad. I be like, I know, right? When I really be wanting to cuss them out, duh, he my father. I know that. We don't be thinking. Like I said, it's not that people mean any harm, but it's just like, come on, get a grip. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that be the crazy thing. It's like when we're kids, when we're born, all you hear about when you little is, everybody born to die. Like, we know that. So it's like we're not clueless to that fact. We know everybody is born to die, but guess what? Nobody ever teaches us how to deal with death. Nobody tells you like it knocks the wind right out of you. Nobody tells you it hits you like a ton of bricks. Nobody tells you you might fall into a depression. And nobody tells you none of that. They just tell you, oh, well, we born to die. Everybody gonna die one day. Well, we know that. But how about give me some tools, you know what I'm saying, that I can actually put in place that's going to help me deal until it hits you. Exactly. You don't know nothing until it hits you. And then you stuck trying to figure out which way do I go. You know what I'm saying? You taking 2 steps forward and 4 back. You feel like you're losing your mind. You don't want to be bothered. You close yourself. Or for me, like for almost 3 months, just sat in the room. Didn't want to eat. Didn't want to do nothing. Like nobody tells you that, it's like you stepping outside yourself. Nobody tells you none of that. And it would be helpful. It really would be helpful, because it doesn't matter even if somebody is sick. Like in my case, like I watched my dad deteriorate from cancer. It didn't make it any easier, even though I knew that's what was coming. When it came, it still wasn't any easier. Yes. Yes. You got to. You got to. You got to be on track. You got to be on track. What's to happen, you will have it, y'all. Exactly. And that's why I tell parents all the time, our job as parents is to, I sum it up like this. I believe, because these are just my thoughts, I believe that our job as parents is to prepare our children for a world that we may not be in one day. That's it. Prepare them to be self-sufficient so when we're gone, they can survive on their own. That's it. Teach them the things that they need to know, more so than what we were taught. Teach them about finances. Teach them about, Yeah, time is no one's friend. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, teach them, because nowadays so many parents, it's about, oh well, I didn't have Jordans, so I'm gonna buy my kids Jordans, or I didn't have video games, so I'm gonna make sure they got the video games. I'm gonna make sure they got the latest iPhone. No, 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 boo boo. And there's nothing wrong with you wanting your child to have nice things. I'm not knocking it. But teach them something. Right? Teach them. It's not about material things, because that shit fades. That shit can be broken, destroyed, stolen, lost. That don't matter. Teach them life lessons, skills, survival, how to handle rejection. Teach them about love. Teach them about life. Teach them about how to wean out the good and the bad. How to know who's for you and who's not. You know, how to know who's really for you and who just there. That's what we need to teach our kids. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? The thing about life, it don't come with a roadmap. We gonna make some mistakes as parents and as children. We gonna make some mistakes. We not gonna always get it right. We not gonna always do the right thing. We're not gonna always say the right thing. We come on, we not. But that's what life is about. It's about living and learning and correcting our mistakes and doing it right the next time. That's what life is about. That's what life is about. Because it's the challenges that build up that character. It's those challenges that make us stronger. That's what it is. That's how you build your character. If I went through life and I always did everything right, and I ain't never made no mistakes, and I said everything right, there's no room for growth. Let's be real. If I already got it all figured out, there's no room for growth. Then what's my purpose? There's no room for growth. None of us will ever be perfect, because perfection don't exist. Like, we'll never be perfect. We'll never just get it right the first go round. Thank you so much, Alex. I be trying. Here's the thing. I hate getting on people live and I feel like they spilling bullshit. If I'm going to take time out of my day, I don't care if it's 5 minutes. If I'm going to sit on your live and I'm going to listen to what you say, I need to feel it, right? Like, I need to be able to relate, right? Either I've experienced it personally, somebody I know went through it. Man, I can apply this to my life. I didn't witness this firsthand. I need some realness. Because if I want anything else, I can watch fucking TV. If I just want to see some, or I just want to hear some, I can just watch TV. It's full of reality shows. I can just watch TV. I'd rather come on here, spend a little time talking to some adults, have some grown folk conversation. You know what I'm saying? Talk about some things we dealing with, help some people deal with some things, get over some things. You know, I'd rather do that. Because believe it or not, I tell people all the time, for some people, this is all they got. Some people, all they have is a social media platform where they can get some advice, or where they can get some encouragement, or where they can get some support. And that's okay. You know, it may not be in the form where we want it, but guess what? Sometimes we got to take it how we can get it. Thanks, Cherish. You know, sometimes we got to take it how we can get it. You know, you might not always have that best friend or that sister or that brother, or, you know, somebody that you can call on. But guess what? Maybe you can hop on my live and you might get a few words of encouragement. And that's enough for me. That's enough for me. If nothing else happens from this live, the fact that Cherish told me my words helped push her in the right direction, that was enough for me an hour ago. You know, that's it. That was enough for me. I'm just trying to reach somebody, you know, and the fact that I did that, hey, I'm good. I'm good with that. You know, that's why I wanted to know, how has the new year been treating you guys? You know, have you been practicing self-love? You know, have you been putting yourself first? You know, because let's be real. Too often we jump for everybody else and we forget about ourselves. We could have plans. You might say, you know what? I done had a long day today. I'm just going to go home. When I get off work, I'm going to go home and relax. Watch me a show, kick my feet up, take me a nice hot bubble bath, drink me a glass of wine, smoke me a smoke, whatever you going to do. But then you might get a phone call. Excuse me. You might get a phone call and somebody say they need you to do something. You done forgot all about the fact that you tired. You done worked all week. You done worked doubles. You exhausted. You got stuff to even do when you get home that you ain't going to do. But guess what? You still make yourself available to other people, even when you exhausted. You still trying to pour from an empty cup. And let's be real. When them people call on you, they don't ask you how you doing. They don't ask you if you feel like doing something. They don't ask you, you know what? How everything been with you? How the kids doing? How your day going? How you feeling? How's everything on the job? They don't ask you that. The conversation is this. Hey, what you doing when you get off work? Because I need such and such. That's the conversation. I need you to do such and such. I need you to do. I need you to give. I need your advice. That's the conversation. They don't ask how you're doing. Thank you. And you can't pour from no empty cup. If you give all your resources and your time and your energy and your blood, sweat, and tears to everybody else, what do you have left when it's time for yourself? What you got left? Let's just be real. You got to put you first in everything you do. You know why? Because everybody else going to put themselves first. So here's the thing. If I'm putting you first and you putting you first, who thinking about me? I'll say that again. If I'm putting you first and you putting you first, who's thinking about me or who's looking out for me? Who making sure I'm straight? We don't think like that. That's how we need to think. Because people are very selfish. They take. They use you till they can't use you no more. They deplete you of everything you got. But guess what? In the moment you need them, your back is against the wall. Nobody's there. Or they're few and far between. It's never the ones. Correction. It's rarely the ones that you came through for. It's rarely them. Yes, they bleed you dry. And guess what? And they make no apologies for it. They make no apologies for it. Let me tell you something. People do, let me tell you something. My mother said this to me. And baby, and it stuck with me. My mother said, and I'm going to tell y'all her exact words how she said it. My mama said, people don't give a fuck what you going through as long as you can come through for them. I'm going to say that again. Folks don't care what you got going on or what you going through. They don't care what Katrina got going on. As long as when they call Katrina, she can come through. They don't care. Do you know I was dealing with COVID, like I told y'all, 3 weeks? My entire house, some people didn't even know and didn't care enough to ask, but they reached out when they needed something. I could have been in here dead. You understand what I'm saying? Folks don't even ask you how you doing before they start asking you to do something. Or before they start asking you for something. No, baby. Know what your motto is? Don't ask me for nothing I can't ask you for. And it ain't even just people get it misconstrued. It ain't just finances. I'm talking about period. If you can't pour into me, if you can't be an encouraging word, if you can't be a listening ear when I'm going through something, if you can't be supportive and push me in the right direction, you can't pour nothing into me. You can't speak no life into me. Why do I need you around? Because what is your purpose? Let's be real. See, you have to have that mentality. I'm not saying that people necessarily mean you any harm, but what good are they doing? Let's be real. They might not mean me any harm. They might not have brought me any harm. But what value are they adding to my life? I'm done with seat fillers. My stadium is small. See, I'm not in a Coliseum. My little stadium, my little space, my little gymnasium, it's small. I got limited seats. So I don't need no seat fillers. I need intentional people. I need people when I say, you know what? Man, like I really want to get into speaking. I don't need nobody saying, girl, if I was you, I wouldn't even waste my time. It's too many people doing that. You might as well. I don't need that type of energy. Keep that over there. This right here is a positive space. It's a space, a place of peace. You feel me? Because people will talk you out of your dream. Don't let them. Don't let them. Because guess what? Answer this. Can you really expect a person who don't believe in themselves to believe in you? I'm going to ask that question again. Can you really expect a person who does not believe in themselves to believe in you? Let's be real. Too many people don't even believe in themselves. So sometimes the people that you talking to, that you expecting to hype you up, that you expecting to keep you lifted up, they don't even believe in themselves. So how they gonna believe in you? And stop looking for outside validation. Stop looking for outside acceptance. Stop looking for approval. You don't need permission to do grown folk things. You're grown. Do not base your decisions on people who don't have to deal with the consequences of your actions. Do not. Stop expecting people to understand where you trying to go, because it ain't their journey. It's yours. Even if you got to walk it alone, it's yours. It's not theirs. I done a little bit of everything. Let me tell you something. Anytime a thought enters my mind, I'm trying to figure out, when a thought enters my mind, first thing I'm doing is research. I'm researching the ins and outs, the laws, the steps that need to be taken, how to do this, how to do that. I'm doing research to get better clarity, to know what my next steps need to be. I be damn, I let anybody tell me what I can't do. Because guess what? When I got ready to write a book to prove to myself that I could do it, if I had to listen to people, that's my book. 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I published my book. People was like, oh, that's going to be too much work. You need people to do this. You need people to do that. Baby, I did that cover myself. I wrote it myself. I proofread it myself. I edited it myself. The whole layout and everything, front to back, I did myself. Nobody helped me do anything in this book. Don't listen to people tell you what you can't do. Let me tell y'all something about your girl. When I said anything that I want to do, I do. I'm going to flip my camera around a minute if I can. Right here. Like stuff like this. My designs. I do designs. This is one of my designs. That's my logo. That is my logo that I've trademarked for my business. Did that. That's one of my designs. That same logo is on a matching bag. Right? I did these shirts. Well, these hats. I got matching shirts with these hats. In blue and white. I also got it in red. You feel me? Like, I'm not sitting back letting nobody tell me what it is I cannot do. Why? Why would I? I mean, I done keychains. Look, y'all. I got my keychains and everything, because you're not going to tell me what I can't do. And if I got a thought, I don't care if I don't sell not a one of them. Look. My keychains. Mommionaire. They say what's on my wall up there. My little lady. That's one of my brand names. And that is also trademarked. You got to be real intentional in your business. You got to be. Because you don't want nobody just coming out here using your names, using your logos. It takes some time getting businesses off the ground. It takes money, research. You done went through all this and say you got a business going and you feel like you get into a place where you building an audience and people know you, and then you turn around and somebody using the same name you using. What you could do? You ain't trademarked it. It ain't registered. What can you do? You have no dog in the fight. It's just you just be at a loss. If you put in Mommionaire, I'm gonna come up. If you put in my business name, which is K Necessity, I'm going to come up. I've trademarked those names. In addition to that logo, those are mine. Because I plan on doing a lot with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about being intentional. And guess what? Let me let y'all in on a little secret. Nobody has to believe in you but you. You don't need but one person to believe in you, and that's you. Because guess what? Whatever you believe about yourself is true. I'll say that again. Whatever you believe about yourself is true. If you believe you can't do it, you won't. If you believe you're going to fail, you will. That's it. But I like to shift that narrative. Like people say, misery loves company. No, in here, I say happiness loves company. We ain't giving a damn about misery. We not giving misery none of our time. Forget misery. Happiness loves company too. Peace loves company too. That's what we giving our company to. We're not dealing with misery. Not in here. We're dealing with happiness and peace. That's what we're going to give our time to. And our energy to. See, sometimes it's just about changing the narrative. Because you will see this water bottle and people look at it as mostly empty, right? Me, I just look at the fact that I got a water bottle with something in it. I don't care how empty it is or how full it is. I'm thankful to have a bottle with something in it. That's just my mindset. You can get boggled down by the negativities of this world. You can get caught up in the chaos and the distractions of this world. Well, guess what? You can do what it is you're going to do. And let it be what it's going to be. It's very simple. So, I just want to hop on here tonight with you guys for a little while. If nobody has any questions for me, I'm going to get ready and get off. But I'm trying to get back on schedule. Because I used to go live like 2 or 3 times a week. I'm trying to get back on with that. And if anybody, like I always say, if anybody got any topics they want to discuss, any questions that they want, for me to make a live or answer or whatever, just let me know. You can always drop me an email. It's on my link tree. If you click my link tree that's in my bio, it takes you to everything. All of my social media platforms. It takes you to my Patreon. It takes you to anything that's a part of me. You can see everything. My Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, my email, my website, anything that I do, my podcast, because I do have one, is links to all of that in the bio in my live, in my email. So if you ever got questions, like I tell the ladies and even the gentlemen, I mean, I'm not a guy, but I can answer some questions that you may have, I don't profess to know it all. I just speak from experience, things that I've gone through personally. That's it. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a licensed physician. I'm not, any of that. I'm just me. I'm real. I'm me. Every day of the week, you're going to get the same me. So if nobody have any questions for me, I'm going to get ready and sign off so I can go downstairs and eat because I'm hungry. But like I said, any questions, ideas, anything you guys want me to do. And I also have started doing reviews. So I'll be picking a day to do some reviews because, clothes and other items and stuff like that. We'll be doing reviews. And I'm going to do more things with like my babe, with the kids since it's Mommionaire. So you'll see more family stuff and me in my element being a mom. Excuse me. But yeah, like I said, just remember, you get one life. Live it how you see fit. I cannot stress enough. You. Believe in you. Take yourself seriously. Support yourself. Stand in your truth. You don't have to fit in. You don't have to be included. You don't have to be invited. Nobody has to approve. They don't have to accept. Respect is non-negotiable. Do what you do. Be who you are. Okay? So I'm signing out. Till next time, peace out. And I will follow all you guys that have followed me on this live. I promise you, I will follow you right now. Till next time, peace out.